your step out could turn into a jumper if your defender stays to help. But if your defender goes with you, then look for a rear cut. On the ball side, if the wing beats his man clean, then you might get a bounce pass for a layup. But if the wing does not beat his man clean, then you could find yourself in the dead zone. So, to cover all the bases, let your step out continue into a complete loop out of the dead zone and into the safety valve position behind the wing. Again, you can see the circle principle coming into play. If the ball is driven below your position in the post from either side of the floor, then it becomes a baseline drive, regardless of whether it began on the wing or in the corner. Slide up the lane to the free throw line elbow or to the arc, depending on your shooting range. If you were posting on the ball side, you'll find yourself in the 90-degree window of the passer. If you were in the post on the weak side, you'll find yourself sliding for the 45-degree pass.
Location. You are up top.
The ball is on the wing and one pass away from you. If the drive is to the baseline, then it's away from you, and just as you've already seen from the other positions, you should get out of the dead zone and fill behind the penetrator to become the safety valve. If the ball is on the wing and the drive is to the middle, the circle principle will push your slide along the arc. Look for the 45 to 90-degree angle pitch.
Game examples.
The ball is in the corner and you're up top, which means you are 2 or more passes away. When the corner drives, you'll be able to slide into the 90 or 45-degree windows, depending on which of the two spots are filled by your teammates.
Game examples. The big picture.
What happens when all 5 players are using these principles at the same time? Will there be a conflict? Will you be running into your own teammate? Or will you still have good spacing, good balance, and every window of the penetrator filled with a potential target? Let's answer that question by applying these principles to all 5 players in the 3 most likely offensive sets that your team will use. 5 out, 4 out and 1 in, and 3 out and 2 in.
5 out. Gut drive. Natural pitch. Bounce pass layup. Bounce pass layup. Safety valve. Wing drive middle. Natural pitch. Bounce pass layup. 45-degree pitch. Safety valve. Wing drive baseline. Quick pitch. Natural pitch. 45-degree pitch. Safety valve. Corner baseline drive. Natural pitch. 45-degree pitch. 90-degree up the line. Safety valve. 4 out, 1 in. Gut drive. Natural pitch, bounce pass layup, step out or layup, safety valve. Another gut drive. Natural pitch, step out or layup, bounce pass layup, safety valve. Wing drive middle. Bounce pass layup, bounce pass layup, natural pitch, 45-degree pitch, safety valve. Baseline drive. Natural pitch, 45-degree pitch, 90-degree up the line, safety valve. 3 out, 2 in. Gut drive. Natural pitch, shot or rear cut, safety valve. Wing drive middle. Shot or rear cut, natural pitch, shot or rear cut, 45-degree pitch, safety valve. Wing drive baseline. Natural pitch, 45-degree pitch, 90-degree up the line, safety valve. Exceptions to examine.
There's no way to log every exception, and that's why this chapter is built on principles and not hard, fast rules. These exceptions occur because the defense or your penetrating teammate has done something out of the ordinary. I'm going to show you the 2 most common cases so that you're not taken by surprise when you see them. The first common exception occurs when you are 1 pass away and the ball is driven on your side. This time, the penetration on your side is arced. In other words, his drive is not a V directly to the goal, but instead his defender makes him drive in a U. A slide away doesn't help because your defender can give the little bit of help that's needed and cut off the line of the pass to you at the same time. Instead, V-step and move behind the ball. Without intentionally doing it, the ball handler has provided you with a brush screen. Now your defender must fight around the penetrator in order to recover. This read is a little more advanced than the others because you must be able to discern whether the drive is a good north-south penetration or whether it's being arced in an east-west direction. Another exception is the corner basket cut. If you remember, the principle is to basket cut behind your defender if dribble penetration comes from up top down the middle. But here's the exception. If your defender is already in the lane, prepared to help, then a basket cut would allow your defender to stop the ball and guard you at the same time. Instead, stay in the corner for the pitch.
Conclusion.
A good perimeter player always looks for ways to be available to the ball at all times. It's a mentality, an attitude, and it demands that you study every aspect of the game. And while we're talking about attitude, take every chance that you get to sing the praises of the penetrator who delivered you the ball. Even during the game, point him or her out immediately after you score. Be sure to mention them in the team meeting or the TV interview. In the next game, if that player has to decide which side of the floor to penetrate, whose side do you think he'll come to? Yours, of course. Have this attitude. If they shared the ball, then you share the glory. If they passed you the ball, then pass back the credit. I promise you that you'll see even more passes and more scoring opportunities being passed your way.
Chapter 6. Set a ball screen to score.
Here's your chance to do something good for a teammate and get rewarded for it. Go set a pick on the defender of the ball with every intention of helping your teammate to get open. And more times than not, you'll be rewarded with a good chance to score. Hey, Karl Malone scored over 36,000 points in the pros, and about half of those started with him setting a screen for a teammate. 99% of every offense you'll ever run will have a ball screen in it at some point. Even those who are only vaguely familiar with basketball know what a pick and roll is. It's about as old as the game itself. You should know every possible way to score from something so common and something that occurs so often. And contrary to what you might think, you, the screener, have as much of a chance to score as your teammate with the ball. The bottom line, setting the screen on the ball is a great skill without the ball to get you points. Now, just like passing and standing was about